Hello vlog! Weekend started strong with me doing some laundry and then I got ready because we had to go to breakfast. I went and knocked on Isabel's door and she had to work, so she was all dressed up for that. It was so sunny and beautiful. This is what we had for breakfast, and while walking back to house I was reminded of the fact that my bus was leaving.
Do you know when people are like, get ready with me because I'm running late? I literally have like 7 minutes to get ready.
I was not exaggerating when I said 3 minutes, which is why I didn't film, because I physically did not have the capacity to multitask in that second. I managed to get to the bus on time though, and I was filled with so much relief, which turned to annoyance because no one decided to show up and we had to wait for another 15 minutes. I literally ran all the way to my room and speed ran getting ready just for Shortly after, we were on our way and it was so beautiful outside, and that persisted when we got into town. We got cookies from Subway, which I've never had before, and I'd say were decent. And then we stopped by at the place that Isabel works at and she made me a green smoothie. I love going into town because you get to go to all the charity shops, and it felt good to be out, even if for just a couple of hours.
It was my dad's birthday yesterday, so I got him a card. But I won't show it because my dad watches my videos. I also got him a gift. Got myself some bubble gum. That's it. It's lunchtime now, but I'm not really hungry, so I'm just gonna continue watching Inglourious Basterds because I started watching it last night.
If I'm being real, this is a big part of weekends here. It's kind of lonely in the house. I'm just trying to see if someone wants to play tennis with me, because I don't know what else to do.
No one wants to play tennis, so I'm gonna go outside and read for a bit.
I've been reading this book on and off for a couple of months now, and just look at the state of it. But I love reading outside because it's so peaceful.
I'm not really the type of person to drink energy drinks just because I don't really like them. But I had to try the Lewis Hamilton Monster because I am slightly obsessed with Formula One. And I just finished it. I am so sleepy, so I'm gonna go nap.
Well, I couldn't fall asleep, so I started watching Danish Girl, which I feel like is such an important story to tell, and I absolutely adored the performance of the lead actors. After that, we went to dinner, and food on the weekends is mid at best, but today wasn't that horrible if I'm being honest. Straight after, we took our tennis rackets and went on the court and played some tennis because the weather was it was honestly too good. Like, you don't understand how much you start appreciating weather when you live in the UK.
I'm sitting here feeling exhausted, and there's this quote that always comes to mind. Are you tired because you've done too much, or because you haven't done enough of what makes you feel alive? And I feel like it's the second one, so my response to that is to study a bit.
Never in my life has studying made me feel alive. What the
So I'm gonna do that because I have exams next week. I'm honestly so dead. See you tomorrow morning. Bye.
Honestly, despite having an incredible day, the highlight was waking up at whatever time I wanted. Breakfast was good, and after that I had a couple of free hours and I decided to use them to study for my exams.
I just did an hour of revision. My room is a horrible mess. There's clutter everywhere, so I'm gonna clean it up now and then I'm gonna watch a film. I didn't end up finishing the film because we have lunch in 7 minutes and then we are going out.
We didn't go to the same town that we went yesterday, and there was more people on the trip this time, so the first thing we did was get bubble tea, and then I met Beth at the station and we just wandered around.
You should actually put your signature on the line. That's 101 for forgery.
I'm just gonna cut it before it's finished. We got back energized and just in time for dinner, after which I continued watching Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is honestly one of my favorite films because I adore Wes Anderson's cinematography and the way that he creates films in general. After that, I decided to continue reading and then I went for a walk. It looks and feels like it's about to rain, so I decided to go for a quick walk. I just love this type of atmosphere. This is the one thing that I'm going to miss most about school, except for my friends, obviously. And it's this impeccable location in the middle of the woods. And, you know, I was in the mood to walk, so I could just get outside and wander through the forest and then walk across the lawn and watch the gorgeous, gorgeous sun setting, which I could never get to do in a city. And I feel like, again, it's one of those things that you really take for granted. So I loved having an hour to myself to just wander around and fully appreciate the nature for what it is. I'm ready to go to bed. I'm just going to journal and plan some videos. This is pretty much what an average weekend looks like at boarding school, although to be honest they do tend to vary from weekend to weekend, but I feel like this gives you an overview. Thank you so much for sticking to the end.